I'm saying. We can. Why don't we talk about this? We'll get into this stuff later throughout the course of the radio show. Peter Skoronski's just made his way up to the broadcast setup, so we'll have Pete sit down with us. What's going on, big dog? Put on we'll steal that headset from Lucas. We'll set it up so we can get Pete on camera, and we'll make sure that we have the appropriate alignment situation. Be curious to see how he thought the first preseason action went for the starting offensive line group. Looked like a pretty productive first drive, if nothing else. Peter, what's happening, big dog?
Not much.
Great to see you. You hear yourself okay?
Yeah, doing good.
So, you can sit there if you want. You can stand, whatever is most comfortable.
Cool.
So how'd everything go on Saturday? I didn't have the chance to catch up with you in the locker room. Everybody got out of there pretty quickly, it felt like.
Yeah. I thought it went well. Obviously, we had a good first drive. Kind of got after a little bit. Obviously not perfect, but just good to get out there in the preseason and hit somebody else that, that's not a Titan. So felt good to get out there and, score, so that was awesome.
Sure. I mean, to accomplish that in the first drive, to hit a touchdown drive coming off to open the preseason that way, to kind of set the tone, how important is that for you guys as a group, and how much of that was reiterated by Hoss and the rest of the coaching staff throughout the course of the week?
Yeah, I think it was huge. I think more than anything, just kind of a confidence builder, and just kind of feel like we're getting a groove as an offense, going forward to these next 2 weeks, having to build off a really nice drive. It just felt good to execute and get in the end zone. So I think that will carry us to these next few weeks here, and obviously we'll see next Saturday too.
Fans see clips occasionally from what we take of you guys at practice on social media and whatnot. But how are you settling into Nashville? How are you enjoying things? I know it's been some time at this point. Have you had the ability to get your feet under you at this point? I know things can kind of swim pretty quickly as a rookie.
Yeah, I mean I haven't spent much time around Nashville since camp started. But it's been great. I feel like I'm pretty well settled in now. I'm kind of getting into a groove of things, and obviously really happy to be here. And the weather hasn't been as bad as I thought, which is my biggest worry coming in here for camp. But no, it's been good.
Don't say it out loud.
Yeah, actually, knock on wood right here.
Knock on something real quick. But for you though, has there been one thing in particular that you felt there's been a pretty steep learning curve on, or one area that you might not have expected coming in that you've since had to adapt to, for people who are kind of looking to see what kind of progress you've made so far?
Yeah, I think transition to guard has been definitely just a huge learning curve, especially in the pass game. I feel like the run stuff is sort of natural to me, but the pass is sort of all new. Nothing really feels familiar to how I did in college at tackle. So that's been a huge adjustment for me. Obviously, great competition and practice, but just kind of learning. And I feel like I've settled in a little more, just kind of getting used to those movements and the timing of it all. But that's been definitely a lot to adjust to and to learn to. But I feel like I'm settling a little more.
So, Peter Skoronski hanging out here with us at Titans training camp, kind enough to join us after their practice has just concluded on the field, getting ready for some joint work against Minnesota this week. I think it's a lot harder to explain offensive line than it is maybe any other position group on the field. I feel like that's a group that people are very quick to make assessments about, when in reality, we really, really don't know all the different techniques and footwork, hand fighting, all the different things that you guys work on throughout the course of your preparation. For the audience, can you kind of articulate specifically where that difference is between tackle and guard? Because, I feel like most people look at it like madness, just kind of plug and play.
Yeah, I think things happen a lot faster on the inside. Obviously, you got guys a little closer to your body. You're not really setting back as much as you might see a tackle do, kind of kicking back. So things kind of happen quicker. You usually have bigger, stronger guys inside, maybe a little less finesse, like in someone on the edge. So it sort of forces your footwork to be different. It forces sort of your stance to be different. It forces your hands to be different. So that's, totally new for me. I'm going from outside to in. And also sort of my, kind of the style of play I had in college, in terms of my hands and my timing, wasn't really conducive to guard.
Sure.
So I kind of had to learn a lot of new techniques there. But happy with my progress, but like I said, it's obviously a lot different. And then you add the fact that you're in the NFL now and everyone's really good. So it's been a grind, but I feel like I'm improving, and I'm kind of enjoying this learning process.
To get the daily assignment of Jeff and Danico and Tart is not an enviable task necessarily. I mean, do you feel like you've gotten meaningful improvement out of that? Because those guys, that front projects to be pretty solid this year around the league, and I would think that there has been some beneficial learning moments for you.
Yeah, no doubt. I put those guys up. Obviously, I've never played before, but I put those guys up as some of the best in the league on the interior. And obviously, they've worked me at times, and I feel like I've learned from that and grown from that. Obviously, it's not perfect yet. Obviously, a long way to go, but I'm happy to have those guys go against in practice, where it sort of forces me to improve and forces me to get better.
What was the moment where maybe in the early going you're like, okay, this is a bit of a bear, but we're gonna feel these things out from a technique standpoint, from a positional standpoint, and obviously from a competition standpoint, but from like the start of camp to where you are now, where do you think that a step has been taken from your perspective?
Yeah, I don't know if it's been like any specific moment where I felt like a step was taken, but I think it's just sort of those little incremental changes that I've made over time where like maybe from day to day it's like, okay, I think I'm not really making progress, I'm struggling still. Whereas like I can look back now to, July 22nd when we first got here, I'm like, okay, I'm doing that a lot better now. My punch is different here, my set's better here. So I think it's just being able to stop and look back and see how far I've come, and that sort of motivates you to make those little changes day by day, even if you might not see the progress, from one practice to the next, but you just got to keep working through it, and you can just keep climbing.
This offensive line group is, I know, obviously you just got here or recently got here, but like this is a much different offensive line group than Titans fans have known the last couple of years. And even a little bit of difference in the coaching staff. Mike Sullivan has been here, and Haas, Jason Hoteling, who is the new offensive line coach here. What can you kind of tell us about the room, the dynamic, and what have you learned from your coaches?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think there's a specific style of play here, some specific techniques we're taught here that are sort of just what the Titans offensive line does, and I think they've done a good job of articulating that to us. But it's not necessarily like their way or the highway. Certainly, I think they want to see us just perform and win, and they're always open to certain things, whether it be changing how we attack a certain double team or working in a new type of set or technique in pass pro. So I think they've articulated what we do well, but have also been really open to helping us sort of like find our own game too.
Titans first round pick Peter Skoronski hanging out here with us after practice on 104.5 The Zone. It's your head coach's birthday.
Yes.
What did you make of the practice playlist? Because Stretch told me that was by Mike Vrabel design.
I really liked it.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, this must be a birthday playlist for him. But I was like singing along at times. I really
jamming.
Yeah.
A little change of pace there.
Yeah, it was great. I'm glad that was his playlist.
Yeah,
confirmed. Awesome.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Sources do confirm.
We got to put him on Ox more often than
I don't know because he'll get out. Well, but you're a country music fan.
Yeah.
As I understand it. So you and Mike Vrabel, you would be musically aligned, I would think. He gets out here every once in a while with a little Florida Georgia line. You can tell some dudes rolling his eyes at him.
Yeah, I mean that's not everyone's style, but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
As anybody now historically here, I don't know if you had the opportunity to talk to Ben Jones at all, but Ben has historically been the person who pies Mike Vrabel in the face on his birthday. Has anybody done anything to Mike for his birthday that would be anywhere close? Because I have to feel like a lot of dudes, maybe this is not the most certain time to be going after the head coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can say as a rookie I will not be doing the pie thing. I don't know. We'll see. We still got a half a day here, so I'm sure there'll be some sort of festivity.
Yeah, your day is not over after
right.
practice concludes.
We'll have some sort of festivity for him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you had a little bit of a celebration, at least with the music at any point. Now, Lucas has been devising a game to play with you. You want to tell Peter Skoronski what you've been planning back there with all of your creative power?
So we had your...
Go ahead and turn his microphone on, Kirby. That would be conducive to a good interview. Off to a hot start. Excellent work by us. Jackson back in the studio. Either way, so we had Arden Key on the radio show.
Yeah.
And, because sports talk radio is, I think, one of the most innovative places in the world. We played a game called High Key, Low Key. And so instead of High Key, Low Key, Lucas, what are we playing today?
Yes, so Arden came on during OTAs, played High Key, Low Key, things like gas station food, seafood in a landlocked state, just to get Arden's feel for it as a guy that lived in Atlanta, that lived on the East Coast, West Coast. So we got the creative juices flowing. This is why we get paid the bid bucks, and this is why we're going to play High Ski, Low Ski with Titans offensive lineman
that was coming,
Peter Skoronski.
See, even that obvious to you, really?
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
So shameful.
You had probably the best draft party of anybody that got drafted in the 2023 NFL Draft. Pizza place, really special to you and your family. So high ski or low ski, anchovies on pizza.
High ski is good, low ski is bad. I'm good.
High ski is good, low ski is bad.
Important to establish that as a
Yeah,
barometer.
just making sure. Definitely low ski. That is a terrible choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Low
I'm
ski on
an
anchovies.
anchovy person, 100%.
I'm good on anchovies too. High ski or low ski? Pineapples on pizza.
Also low ski. That's
Low
another
ski on
terrible
pineapple.
choice. Yeah.
Ranch with pizza.
High ski, yeah.
High ski
I
on
like
ranch with
ranch, yeah.
pizza.
Over any other condiment. There's no better
I mean, I like
thing.
a little Parmesan or maybe like red pepper flakes, but I like ranch too.
Now, you were protecting the pizza joint with as if it was a state secret on draft night. I remember zooming in with you. But, like, the experience with your family, obviously, to go home this weekend or I'm sure to be around a lot of people in whatever time you had, was that how enjoyable was that?
It was good. I actually ordered a pizza from that pizza place.
Did you
that
actually?
night before, yeah.
Okay, but Jimmy Wyatt couldn't get it out of you. Jimmy was very, very after the draft, after you were.
Well, we were just trying to. We didn't want there to be a big, media presence there. So, no offense, but we wanted to keep it low key. So we were just trying to keep it on the low.
You mean low ski?
Low ski, yeah, low ski. There was a place in Park Ridge where people thought my hometown. There was a place in my hometown where people thought I was. And
Oh, no, you
a
had-
bunch of news trucks showed up. To
You
that
had
place.
paparazzi at the pizza. I was
No,
not
this
anticipating
this was like a decoy place where people thought I was. A bunch of news trucks showed up and I wasn't there.
Did you plan that?
No, it was just my high school team. They had like their own celebration for it at this restaurant in my hometown, and the news thought I was going to be there, but I wasn't. So they all showed up to that place and I wasn't there.
Joke's on us, vultures.
Need a historical marker at that joint. High ski or low ski? Mushrooms on pizza.
Low ski. I'm not a big mushroom guy, but I can respect that. Yeah.
Now, it's my understanding that you cook. Do you enjoy cooking?
A little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Not too much. Not recently.
See, the creativity, we stopped at only asking the offensive lineman food questions.
High ski or low ski? Chicago deep dish pizza.
High ski. My personal opinion is that it's kind of like what tourists eat when they come, but it's great. It's good pizza still.
High ski or low ski? 80s hair metal music that was bumping today for Mike Rabel's birthday.
I'll say high ski for Coach, yeah.
High ski or low ski? Male Botox at the age of 30.
Low ski.
There you go, Buck. High ski or low ski? The movie The Blind Side.
Oh, I just saw the headline on that.
Did you
Oh,
see the
saw
headline?
that. We were hoping you had not seen the headline.
I mean, like, if you had asked me when I woke up this morning, I'd say high ski, but now I feel really
What
bad
happened?
about it.
Flip to low ski on
Titans
that.
legend Michael Orr in a lawsuit. What happened?
No, I feel bad for him now if that's true.
I'm
don't know.
telling you,
Yeah.
like we have not. I've not had the opportunity to read the details of the reporting on that, but apparently that has turned
Yeah, I
very
do feel
quickly
bad.
contentious.
Yeah, I love the movie, but now I feel bad if he was being exploited in that
It's
way.
all based
so,
on a lie,
Yeah.
allegedly.
That's it. High ski or low ski with Titans offensive lineman Peter Skoronski.
Awesome.
Yeah, that level of enthusiasm and that awesome, I think,
why we're here.
indicative of the creative creative.
That's why they send us out here, Peter.
Indeed,
Beautiful day. It ended up being a nice day.
it's not a bad spot. What are you about to do?
Go eat.
Go eat.
Yeah.
Well, we pizza.
I don't know. We'll see what's down there. I don't think it's pizza, but
I bet you want pizza now.
I would be nice. It would be nice to have a
I
slice
want
of
pizza
right
now.
now.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us. Continued health and success, and look forward to seeing the work that you guys get this week up at Minnesota.
Thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to it.
That's Peter Skoronski hanging out with us. We'll come back, react, talk about the preseason game against Chicago here on 104.5 The Zone.